All right, so hello. Another little update on the fishing game I've been working on. Um, yeah, the last I left you, I was talking about hooking mechanics, the way the fish get attached to hooks, and the kind of physics of that, the joints that I was using. And well, so I've been working pretty diligently since then on more of the behavioral systems, how the fish move, how they interact, how they um, interpret things in their environment. I guess it's really the perceptual system is the main thing. Um, so giving them the ability to see things. And I've gotten to the point with this little scene here, just a little aquarium, load it up. So yeah, just a basic little scene. There's some vegetation for coverage and some places for the fish to hang out. Um, so we can add a couple fish, something like this, little aquarium fish, um, appropriate enough for an aquarium, and they're just like kind of angelfish or something like that in an aquarium where they just swim around. They don't do anything too interesting. If they get tired, they will go down and rest um, in the depths, and they do eventually get hungry. So like he's just kind of seeking cover because he's a bit tired. But after they're sleepy, they should be getting hungry at this point. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So they're pretty hungry by now, and I can drop some food in for them. And you'll see that they kind of go and find these little pellets, just like you're feeding your fish at home. When the pellets hit the water, they make a sound, that little splash, and the tropical fish can hear that, and they're like, okay, let me go look. And then they see the pellet, and they're like, oh, yep, I'm into that. Hungry enough. So, kind of a simple behavior, but a lot of different variables going into their behavior there. He's still looking for some food. These guys are pretty sated, so they're gonna go just explore and chill. So that's one species of fish. So we could add something more interesting though with like these guys. This is like more of a predatory type of fish. Um, yeah, kind of like a bass or a pike or something like that. I don't know. Some AI generated monstrosity of a model. But they're swimming around and they have very different behavior than these other fish. Maybe add a couple more. And they're gonna go down to the bottom and chill because that's what they do by default. They kind of lurk in the depths. They like to find cover and kind of just look for different things. They won't be interested in food pellets at all because that's just not what they feed on. Um, but I can add another type of fish that they might be more interested in, like a little sardine. And now our predatory friends should be more keen. Yes. So they can hear these little fish, and they're making the right type of sounds. Oh, okay. Making the right type of sound to attract the predator. Yeah, cleaned them up pretty quickly. Add some more. Um, it's just like the right sound profile of the right pitch and the right rapidness of sound for these predators to be interested. Um, and the sardines get afraid the closer they get to predators. They then kind of flee, which makes more noise, which kind of attracts more of them. And yeah, so they clean things up pretty well. Still one more sardine in the tank. Oh, there it is. And so, with that said, now we can now that we know what these fish do, we can think about like adding a hook to the situation. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. Uh, keep having this issue where the frame rate jumps and then the line breaks because it's not strong enough. Let me just increase the line strength a little bit. so that we don't suffer from that as much. Okay, so yeah, I have this little lure going on, and when I pull it, it makes noise based on how fast. It makes noise and it makes little flashes of light, and the fish can perceive this. And if I get the right kind of pattern of noise, the right level of volume, and the right velocity, then I can get one of these fish to bite, hypothetically. Come on, baby. Oh, he lost interest at the last second. Come on. There we go. So I got one hooked, and now he's going to fight. Let out a little bit more line. If I give him too much slack, he might break free. So I kind of, okay, the line broke again. And the hook was stuck in its mouth, but it popped out. Let me see if I can, yeah, dang it. See if I can actually catch one of these things. Ah, okay, hold on a second. Excuse the roughness of demo here. More line strength. Okay. Let me just set that up. Okay. So anyways, let me try to catch one again. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, got one. And so there, he'll put up a fight depending on his stamina. And let's see. So I can kind of try to get him out. He's hooked as such. He's not getting off now. Take him over here, put him in a little holding tank. And yeah, so yeah, I could catch more of those with this. Whoa! Don't see that most of the time. Need to work on how the sound propagates when it's out of water. They shouldn't have been able to hear that so well. But I could switch to a different type of lure here, or different type of bait um, that could be more effective for different species. Okay, these angelfish are kind of freaking out now because of all the activity in the tank, but maybe I can attract them once they settle down a little. Come on, baby. You like that? Yeah, there it is. Come on. There. Okay, so I can catch him using that method. So this is just a kind of a demonstration of the concepts at play in this project, and there's a reason this is going to be a VR experience, a VR game, because it's hard to control this stuff with mouse and keyboard. VR, 6 degree of freedom, motion controllers really lend themselves to fishing, and that's kind of why I want the project to be a VR project. Um, so, yep, a little update on the behavior system, just to kind of give you a little peek behind the under the hood. Um, so basically, I'm able to set these kind of loss curve profiles up for different perceptions, so this is like a prey fish perception, and it describes like the frequency of the sound that the fish would most want, um, the volume, the rapidity, and then there's also visual components, size, and it's all based on like actual samples of data that the fish are getting. So like when something makes a sound, each fish gets its own little sample of that sound. It gets perceived at a different volume based on the position, et cetera, et cetera. And if a fish sees something visually, it gets a visual sample, a stimulus, as I call it. Um, so they kind of collect these samples of data, and then they try to make decisions based on that, as to how they match the perception profiles. And then based on those perceptions, they have different responses and reactions. And I'm also making use of Unity's animator controller for like their responses to these perceptions, essentially. So based on like their state and what they're seeing and what they're perceiving, I can have different behavior profiles that get activated. It's just a state machine. But Yeah, so little update for you. Next thing I'll be working on probably is getting back into the actual VR stuff and perhaps fleshing out the hooking mechanics more and maybe making a larger scene that actually simulates like a large body of water, a bigger ecosystem. All right, well, thank you.